And if wrestling is a game, excellence is a name, and I am the man himself. I am Ricky Goldman. Do like and subscribe. Grab yourself a quick drink, sit back, relax, gather around, grab some snacks, because this is the 30th episode of the Reigning Rock Podcast. Like and subscribe. Apologies, we meant to be doing this yesterday, didn't. Apologies for that. And you're getting me twice today because of All In later on, in a few hours actually. So you guys are lucky, very lucky. Anyway, let me bring in my tag team partner. There's two of us today. I'm going to tag him. Here he comes.
Yo, that was good. Oh, we did it. Ching, ching, bling, bling is always money over here.
That is right, of course, the man himself, the money man, Marcus. And how are you today? I know it's very early for you, so thank you for doing this. So how are you?
I'm good, man. It's just early in the day, but it's okay to get the day kicked off this way.
And I know you've only been a part of the podcast for a month or so not really from the beginning, but what have you enjoyed all these past months? What have been your highlights and memories or whatever?
I'll say that I enjoy the interactions. You know, I enjoy talking to the people. You know, it's a lot of fun to give our wrestling opinion, talk about the results, talk some trash here and there, clarify some things, and just be fans and put that out there to the world. That's the thing I love the most. I liked I liked our interviews that we've been doing too. So those are sick, and people got something to look forward to each and every week. So it's dope.
Yeah, definitely. I've liked the interviews. So far, interviewed two champions here from the UK. Former, I think he still writes for Bleacher Report.
He doesn't write for. He doesn't write for Bleacher no more. He doesn't write for Bleacher no more.
But still, okay. Former Bleacher Reporter writer. I've interviewed a wrestler that is training with Booker T's company. Last week, a wrestler from your country, the man himself, Marquis, meant to be joining us, but can join us another time. So yeah, I really enjoyed the interviews. Of course, now you and TJ, obviously not because it's early, but you and TJ have come aboard, and I think this got a whole lot better. No more arguments that I had with Ian. No more lateness. We can debate. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, much enjoying it now. So, awesome. But let's kick first segment, and everybody know by now what it is.
What's cooking?
Yeah. Second to put it up. There it is. So it's been a week, or just over a week since we last spoke. So, what have you been up to? Doing basketball, skateboarding, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that has come to an end this week. To be able to just do that, lounge around and do that all day. I'm good. I'm getting back to work. This week we've done a lot of professional developments, so I'm excited for the school year. Tomorrow is the first day of school for the kids, so I'm stoked on that. I came up with a plan for how my workout regimen is going to get during the school year. So expect a more stacked, money man, especially as the wintertime comes, because the gym is going to be like an everyday thing especially when it gets cold outside. So right after work, it's going to be going right to the gym, have my Premier Protein, have my protein fuel snacks, and just try to eat as clean as possible and, be a healthier person. So I'm excited for the upcoming school year and the things to come, especially in the wintertime.
I expect in the next few months for you to look like The Rock. or Roman Reigns, maybe. Anyway, very quickly, hello, Justin. I don't know if it's early for you as well. I think he's from New York, but just remind me, Justin, where you're from. It's been a while since you've been on. But yeah, so talking about keeping fit, getting big, I've been going to the gym. And I did finish off the crafting I go to, finished off the all-in card and did one for SummerSlam that is next weekend, where we'll all believe in Joe Hendry. And that's it, really. It's New York. He's from. Yes, I was correct.
Okay, so me and Justin are working on the same time. So we appreciate it, Justin, because if it's early for me, it's also early for you, brother.
Justin believes as well. We'll talk more. We'll talk NXT here in a little bit, but it'd be cool. It'd be cool for him to win the title, but
nope, we're not talking about it yet.
I don't know.
We're ruining the segment.
I will talk about it next week when I do my predictions on watch along. So I'll save it till next week. So people have to wait till the watch along to find out my predictions. That's how I have to try and pull people in. Next up is, of course, this segment's all about Hollywood, Nollywood, and all of that. But it is
movie time.
Movie talk, that is right. So the 3 movies I've watched: The Contractor, that was a good film. Queen Pins was okay, and last night's movie, brand new on Netflix, Incoming. Bit like American Pie type movie. Yeah, it was okay. Have you watched any movies, any documentaries, anything else on TV? Have you watched anything other than wrestling on TV or not?
Listen, my TV watching is wrestling, cartoons, sports. That's all I got. Movies is a rarity.
What cartoons like this? Do you like The Simpsons?
Whatever's on Cartoon Network, or if Simpsons or Family Guy's on. King of the Hill is one of my favorites. So, whatever's on. So like mostly sports though. It's still baseball season, and football season's coming. So I'm sitting here, I'm watching these things, and I'm just excited.
Are you sad the Olympics have finished, or did you enjoy
them? Olympics is done. Right now the Para-Olympics is on, but sadly that's not as much on TV as the Olympics were. I did enjoy the Olympics. Of course, that beautiful flag in the back of me. We got the most medals and the most gold medals. So, Team USA all the way, baby. So we did exactly what we came to France to do, which is dope. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I just watched it on an app and just zoomed through it. Like, I'm not watching it. I don't watch it. The only thing I watch live is wrestling, and that's. I think live TV's dying. Anyway, people are too busy to be watching live TV. They want to stream stuff on YouTube, Netflix, whatever. Like, they haven't got time. Hence why Speed, we'll talk about it here soon, works. Short attention span, 3-minute match they can watch, and that's it. Get on with the day. So it's a 3-minute quick match done. So that's why it works. So Triple H and WWE have they know that. They know people's attention span is, especially on social media, is very short. So, yeah. But we're always evolving here, always trying new things and getting better. And this is one of them. And another voiceover for another segment. So, Sam, it is over.
It is now time for Wrestling Days Out with Ricky Goldman.
That is right. Thank you, Sam, for that. Wrestling Days Out with Ricky Goldman. So I did go to a show on Friday. For those familiar with the company, it's called LWF, Clash at the Center 4. Ripping off WWE a little bit there, but it is what it is. Free. You can't argue with a free show. 5 matches all made sense. It's always a good crowd at that venue. And my next one, I've got 2. September 6th and September 6th and September 7th. So the 2 coming up. But yeah. So I'll play one ad and then we'll get into some wrestling talk. But let me play this first. Give me 1 second. So yes, on that. So Pro-Wrestling Tees Goldman. Pro-Wrestling Tees Goldman. If you cannot purchase, then at least get it shared. All my socials on screen right now. And I was trying to take off that banner. There we are. Has it gone on? Yeah, it's gone off. So next up here. Again, over to Sam, because it is time for. What is it time for, Sam? I'm sure. And here we are.
It is now time for Wrestling.
That is right, Wrestling Roundup. So he's not here, but TJ will be calling Raw. He'll be going over Raw going forward. He's not here, so I will do it for him for this week. So we kicked off with the Viper, the man that the people love. Every week now they sing his theme, which is fantastic. France started something. I expect Germany to be just as loud next week. But yes, Randy Orton coming to the ring. Gunther came out to hype up their match in Berlin. Ludwig attacked Orton. Yeah, decent opener. Your thoughts?
It was a good way of opening the show. I mean, yeah. Randy talked about what he did last week. He talked about how Gunther made it personal. Talking about his father, his grandfather. He also let him know, like, listen, you don't never know when I'm going to hit you with this RKO, so stop playing with me, yo. And then Ludwig Kaiser, being Ludwig Kaiser, attacked Randy from behind. The weekend Randy up for the Bash at Berlin. So it was good. It was entertaining. It was nice. I liked it.
What I think is cool is people are actually questioning, could Orton do this? Gunther's just won the title a few weeks ago, and people are thinking, could Orton, and this is how much Orton convinced people, could he win Steam's title? I don't. Probably not. I would have been very shocked if he does. But that's how good Orton is. On the other brand, you think, yeah, God is winning, yeah, okay, let's move on, kind of thing. So I think it's very clear. Orton has convinced people he's winning. What's your thoughts on that bit?
I mean, let's remember something. Orton has won the world title more than 10 times. Was he 14 time? Is that what it is? It's 14-time world champ. Orton is one of the most decorated WWE superstars of all time. There's no doubt about that. Remember, the dude came in the same class that Brock Lesnar came, that John Cena came, and that Bautista came. And Randy was the second one to show up on TV. So when you think about that, think about all the injuries he's had, and yet all the success he's had in WWE, of course, Randy is a big giant threat to Gunther. Gunther has faced Randy before, but as we've seen from the tape, he didn't exactly pin Orton all the way. So this is going to be actually quite the match, I think, and it does leave that unpredictable factor out there. So I do like how they're building up the match.
All these marks saying, "Oh, Gunther botch." No, he was meant to not pin him properly, so they could do this again, because they could have a return match.
Correct.
This was on the plan because long term, I'm sure it's always been said you're meant to book the main event of Mania, work backwards how you're going to get to that. Booked properly. So Triple H knew all of this was going to happen, and he was meant to not pin him properly, which protected Orton, and even the loss to Gunther isn't going to bury Orton. He's Randy Orton. Anyway, moving on to some in-ring action, singles action. So Sheamus, Pete Dunne go at it. Good match here. I would have had Pete Dunne win, but Sheamus took the win. Yeah, good match. Good fight. Yeah, what do you think?
I really did like the match. Was very entertaining, to be honest. I mean, at this point in juncture, I'll say this: whatever Sheamus does, especially in ring wise, is always going to be a banger. It's always going to be good. Sheamus hasn't really under-delivered in a long time, and I love that for Sheamus. I do believe that the right person won the match because Pete Dunne has a lot on his plate anyway. So him winning that match, yeah, it would have elevated him a little bit, but also it would have done too much damage to Sheamus. So I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I agree and disagree at the same time. A loss would have done. You would have put Pete Dunne over and wouldn't have hurt Sheamus. He should just be there to put people over. But anyway, moving on to some women's action. It was Maxine Dupree taking on Maxine won by disqualification. The White Six got involved. I still don't really get the White Six stuff. It's still like. And you might disagree, Justin might disagree, whatever, we're all entitled to our own opinions, but yeah, I just feel like 6 more people on the as soon as they took the masks off, 6 more people on the roster. They don't feel special, they don't feel, it's like, oh, here come the White Six, right, okay, cool. So okay, Justin's weighing in on this, so definitely agree that Pete Dunne should have won. It was a great match, but they, in the process of turning back to the bruiserweight of old, and should be getting some wins along the way, definitely. So yeah, Maxine Dupree with a win by DQ. Well, whoopie-doo. Ugh. At least they're doing something with Ivy. I like that, but Your thoughts on this?
So, just to answer Justin real quick, like I understand they're reverting Pete Dunne back to the bruiserweight, but Pete Dunne I think a win over Sheamus, once again, it would have hurt Sheamus more than would have helped Pete, especially since Pete has more momentum on NXT right now than he does on the main roster. And plus, Pete had just recently got a win over the former NXT champion with Trick Williams. So, to be honest with you, Pete is doing better work in NXT than he is on the main roster. Just my opinion, especially with beating Trick. As far as the Maxine Dupree and Ivy Niles match, yeah, it is what it is. But I know, Ricky, you don't get the whole Y6 thing, especially since they kind of killed their whole thing with that Instagram post. But I still very much understand it. Putting faces onto who the characters are actually works. It worked. To be honest with you, it works better versus marking out and doing the most. It actually works better on their behalf because you could play up to what Bray Wyatt did, right? So there was Bray, and then there was the Fiend, right? You could do the whole alias kind of thing. Like, all right, there's Nikki Cross and Sister Abigail, right? And all the other characters to go along with it. So I still very much like the Y6 gimmick. I understand the whole gist behind it. And this is a good mid-card rivalry that they got going on with the Y6 versus American Made. I think it's a really good way of booking the Y6 because right now they can't go past mid-card stuff. They shouldn't go past mid-card stuff. I mean, they still have to get introduced to the crowd. Only 3 of them have done in-ring action, with Uncle Howdy having a match versus Chad Gable tomorrow on Raw. So it is working.
They could have easily. Could they have put that at Bash at Berlin? Yeah, probably.
No.
I just hope they move on from the American Made after this. And yeah, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy should not be going after gold because, again, this belief. Why do they care about winning gold? Like, just again, this is why I don't really get it. It's like they've got some supernatural undead. I don't even know what the character is. Undead, supernatural, Bray Wyatt, Bludgeon Brother-esque, all mixed into one thing, and it's why do they care about winning titles? Just we're weeks into it and I still don't get it. But moving on to something I do get, and that is CM Punk coming out. He spoke about the many bracelets he got at the Fan Fest. That was in New York, wasn't it? I don't know if you went, Justin.
Fanatics Fest was in New York. I didn't.
I don't know if you went, Justin. Did you go, Justin? How far away? Was it too expensive? If you didn't. And CM Punk said someone traveled 15 hours just to have a 5-minute conversation with him. That's incredible. That's when you know. Drew McIntyre comes out, agreed to a match. Now you're going to match at Bash at Berlin, strap match, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, I'm loving their feud. We discussed this before we went live. How they can feud over a bracelet worth 50 cents, however much it's worth, however much you paid for it. So yeah, your thoughts on Punk coming out, Drew coming out, and the match made for Bash?
I mean, it's a CM Punk doing his little sentimental thing, talking up the crowd, doing a good job. Then Drew coming out as per usual, being like, "Hey, screw this. I don't want to hear this man talk." And it's funny because Drew's also like, "I'm trying to move on from you. I'm trying to move on, bro. Like, I don't want to deal with you no more." And Punk is like, "Yeah, you trying to move on from me, yet you still got the bracelet that has my wife's name on it, bro. So, like, you're not trying to move on." So, and I do like the fact that they're going to do a strap match at Bash at Berlin. For those of you that don't know about strap matches, this is an old school throwback. It's a good throwback match. It's a great way. It was one of the great ways of blowing off a feud back in the day. To have a strap match. I mean, you're literally strapped wrist to wrist with another person, trying to kick their ass and tap all 4 turnbuckles in succession. So I'm excited to see the return of this match because I haven't seen this match in a long time.
I don't think it'll blow off the feud. I think it's a blood. I think they do a Hell in a Cell match, and that's the end of their feud. I think you're going to get a third match out of this, but so Justin didn't go. It was a mess, was it? Kind of glad he didn't go. Fair enough. Going into 6-man tag team action, it was the New Day and the new guy on the scene, Odyssey Jones, taking on the Final Testament. The turn didn't happen. I think the turn is coming. Very slowly but surely it's coming. But I do think they're gonna do it at the wrong time when nobody cares. They're just gonna carry this on for months and months, and you're gonna Woods will turn heel next year's Mania or something, and nobody will care or something like. They should have done it like this last week on Raw, but whatever. It is coming. Odyssey Jones and New Day got the win. Made sense for Odyssey Jones to get the pin. I'll just read it quickly. I get the bracelet of sentimental value to Punk, but the fact that it has become the primary focus, a bit down on the whole thing. I'm liking it. Drew praying for Punk got hurt and costing him the world title multiple times and more interesting. Money in the Bank wasn't. Money in the Bank is still a mess. Just what a waste. Anyway, getting back to this match, your thoughts on the match, and were you expecting this turn like the rest of us, or are you happy this New Day are still intact?
So one of the things that was cool was the segment before the match. So before, Odyssey Jones left out the picture and Kofi addressed it. He was like, yo, I noticed that your energy is off. Like, what's up? And Woods let his feelings be known. Like, listen, like, I don't like that you're trying to replace Big E with Odyssey. Like, I don't like that. Kofi had to clear it up for him. He was like, whoa. Who said we were replacing Big E? Odyssey just is being around because remember how hard it was when we was getting the New Day off the ground. Remember how hard it was. We couldn't even get booked correctly. I mean, if for those of you that remember, the New Day was booked as a heel group. It was a heel group that was trying to be positive and then be negative at the same time. So it was a weird dynamic at the time until WWE started listening to the New Day and started booking them as baby faces. So that piece of dialogue helped write the story a little bit more. So in the ring, when it came down to ring action, when it came to that hot tag, Kofi didn't tag Woods. He tagged Odyssey. So that played into it too. That's when Woods stepped down off the apron and Kofi had to talk to him and was like, yo, come on, don't be that way. Odyssey got the pin and it looked good. But you could tell Karrion and the rest of the Final Judgment are like, yeah, it's about to happen. We working him through. And this Odyssey Jones stuff isn't making him happy. Now, me personally, I'm actually, I want on last Monday was not the right time for the turn because nobody addressed Woods' feelings. So I'm glad that piece happened, that Woods addressed his actual feelings before he would make a move, because I feel like if he would have turned last week, it would have just been too soon, which means they would have killed off whatever feud they have going with them prematurely versus allowing it to simmer, allow it to have all the flavorings that you need with a feud like this, especially when we're talking about a tag team or a stable that's been together for so long, like the New Day has been.
and Justin, excuse me, they split on the New Day. They probably shouldn't, but anyway, I'll give my thoughts to this in a second. I'll start that again. Still unsure if they're going to split up the New Day, but if they're going to actually do it, they could have a great segment that could involve Big E and bring that together. Yeah. Probably shouldn't split up the New Day because they're really the only real tag team you've got now. All the rest thrown together really aren't doing much. Like if you got Final Testament, they're 50-50 booking. DIY, 50-50 booking. Street Profits, 50-50 booking. Bloodline, they're the only dominant tag team. Ugh. One tag team in the whole of WWE. Ugh. Not good. Dominance, Bronze, and no D. Sorry, no. In a no DQ match. Very quickly put away the Miz. The Miz not coming out to Hollywood theme this week. So he's facing a heel. He comes out to his face music, and he's facing a. Oh no, who was it that came out? He did the Hollywood theme. Was that a tag team match? I don't know. I can't remember.
You talking about last week?
He did that. They played the Hollywood.
Oh, the week before.
Last week they did the Quiet on the Set, and then they played his theme. Who did he face then? Was that a face or a heel?
It was a heel. He faced Bronson Reed. He faced Bronson Reed that day, and R-Truth got injured because he was trying to protect the Miz.
So they're slowly turning heel. Fair enough then. Braun Strowman came out. Tomorrow you've got Strowman, Bronson Reed. That could be a bash at Merlin. Why not? Two big guys. The Miz is just there to put people over. But he's good because the Miz can be squashed in 50 matches and then he'll win a couple to make you care and then go on a heel run, go on a face run. He's becoming the Big Show, but the Miz can do both. So yeah, this was okay. Your thoughts on this and your thoughts on the match tomorrow, Strowman, Reed?
I mean, I've grown fond of the Miz. I think he's to be real with you. I think Miz has one of the best interest themes in the WWE as a whole. To be honest with you, the Miz is just doing whatever he can. Right? It's kind of tough right now because he was just a tag team guy. I feel like he's having some of the most fun that he's had in a long time, especially being in the segments with Truth. Because, I mean, R-Truth is a national treasure. And you can tell the Miz genuinely likes to be around R-Truth. As far as the meat fest between Braun and Braun, that's gonna be a good meat on meat fight. Good two big giant meaty men.
And Justin agreed. Bit sad that Strowman is just there to, again, 50-50 booking. This is why there's no stars. You go 50-50. Who's a star? Anyway, I still keep trying to put this out there that Reed should attack Adam Pearce like back in the day Vader attacked Gorilla Monsoon. That is before my time, I think.
Yeah, I remember seeing that clip.
What I did like this week is go to the top, and Strowman came out to interrupt him, and I thought, yes, he didn't do 10,000 tsunamis to bore me. So that was good, Triple H. That was good. But sorry, what were you saying about the clip? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember. So, like, Vader, I think he was Vader bombing somebody. I don't remember who it was. And then Gorilla Monsoon came out to try to like reprimand him and all that. And then Vader just popped him. And then that's kind of what wrote Gorilla Monsoon kind of off TV.
Very quick, interesting story. Vader is the only wrestler that I've met that I've had kind of not an interaction, but he was just cared about the money. He was like the person, like the helper there, is the helper. He was just like, oh, make sure you put the money down. I want the money there before I sign anything. I was like, okay. So you call that a bad interaction if you like, but usually I've had great interactions with met. So. But I suppose they're getting to be like that. So, anyway, moving along here, it was Damian Priest, it was Dominic Mysterio, but the match didn't even start. Priest got his ass handed to him, boots to asses. By the Judgment Day, his hype sort of continues to hype their match at Bash at Berlin. Would you want either to take a loss this early? Probably not. So yeah, again, more good booking by Triple H. Your input on this? Do you agree, or did you like it?
No, I loved it. I listen. I'm loving everything that the Judgment Day has going on. Damian and Rhea discussing in the back. They're like, it's a trap, and he's like, "Duh, I know it's a trap, but like, I want to get my hands on his ass." So like, whatever, we're gonna fall for the trap. And like you said, boost the asses. They both of them got their asses kicked, as it should be because they're outnumbered, right? So like I said, man, the Judgment Day stuff is real genius right now. I love it. It's the most over thing on Raw. Well, it's the second most over. Well, it's tied for first. I feel like it's more over than the Punk and McIntyre stuff, but that's just my opinion. It's good stuff though.
Yeah. Let's get to everybody's favorite tag team of Pure Fusion Collective. Still an awful name. Damage Control and your tag team champions, Isla Dawn, Alba Fire. This was a match for the women's tag team titles. I don't like that Shayna got pinned. You could have pinned Zoe Stark. But still, your women's tag team champions, Alba Fire, Dawn. They're actually getting a win. Let's now start pushing them. I bet WWE doesn't, but go on, your thoughts.
I ain't gonna lie. This match I rarely paid attention to. It was like background noise while I was making dinner. It didn't. You know what it is? I hate to say it. Alba Fire and Dawn, they don't have my attention as a tag team. But this is also probably because they came out of nowhere. Like, that's just my opinion because I didn't. Once again, when they were on NXT, I didn't watch it. So it's weird when it's an unfamiliar face holding a title, and I think they're weak champions. I think who they are, they're just weak ass champions, and WWE's booking of them isn't helping. So I ain't gonna lie, this match was just more so I could make dinner for during this match because I had no interest in it.
WWE sees them as weak champions as well. That's probably just me in the narrator here that checks them in. They lost on main event. Like, oh god, singles matches, but they still lost on main event. Main events are sure that you go, they've got nothing for you just to give you a win. Love the Judgment Day stuff. Rhea and two comments here. I'll read this one first. Love the Judgment Day stuff. Rhea and Priest are over like crazy. Are they?
Yes.
I'll give a thought on that in a second. Judgment Day show they aren't just made by people in the catering and everything about that. It's fantastic. Now we'll throw around this guy's over. John Cena was over. The fans loved him. Stone Cold is over. He still sells t-shirts today. Roman Reigns is over. 100 million in the ratings on social media. Judgment Day are over. Ugh.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes, they are.
They are. Over like crazy. Definitely not over like crazy. Stone Cold's over like crazy, which is incredible. He doesn't wrestle for 2 years. 3 years. Or 2 years. Three-way women's tag match was fine. It was just going to take them more people to care about the women's tag. Cool that they won a Clash at the Castle, but I think that was just it was in Scotland. They should have kept the titles on Jade and Bianca because you had them Jade and Bianca, Isla and Alva. Like cool that they won the titles, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the main event. The Viper Randy Orton builds momentum heading into his match at Bash at Berlin by knocking off Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser in the main event, putting on a good performance. And then after the match, Orton brawled with Gunther. Good ending as Silver. Good Raw. So your thoughts on the main event and your rating?
Of course, Randy, doing his thing. Shout out to Ludwig Kaiser. He's one of the most underrated talents in WWE, Ludwig Kaiser. He, at some point in time, not now, but in the near future, I see a feud between him and Ilya for the IC title. I believe both of those guys are supremely talented. Ludwig Kaiser does a really good job of playing that snobby-nosed German heel guy. His fashion sense is impeccable. And I think he's good. In him, having a really pretty good match with Randy speaks to the quality. Like the ending, of course, it builds up the feud at Bash at Berlin. I'm giving it. I share your sentiment. I'm giving it a silver. Very solid Raw.
And two things. First as a thought, and second as a question. I'm shocked that Ludwig's not on the card at Bash. He's German. It's in Germany. And also, do you know who he's dating in real life?
Tiff.
Very, very, very. But as well as he's not a bad-looking guy himself, he's not. Doesn't look like who? I don't know. I can't think of an ugly wrestler right now. Like Snitsky. He doesn't look like Snitsky. So, going to the Tuesday night show, the show that is not developmental anymore, the third brand, the show with 3 letters, and it's NXT, kicking off with Chase U. They came out, celebration, got interrupted by Nathan Fraser and Axiom, led to a match in which Chase U took the loss. Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne, wasn't it? Duke Hudson, Riley Osborne. Meaning that Fraser and Axiom get a rematch at No Mercy, and just like I would say that I bury AW a lot and say their matches on pay could easily be one of their 3 random TV shows, one of their 3 TV shows a week. So could this. This could be on a random NXT. You would think, oh no, stick it on the pay-per-view. So it'll be good, but very much a TV match. So a lot of thoughts there from me. Your thoughts on the opening segments, the match, and the match made for No Mercy.
Good segment, celebration. Let's have a match to see if you earned a rematch. So here's the thing. You have to build out your card, right? If you're going to do a super card, I don't know if No Mercy is going to be on Peacock or if it's going to just be like a TV special. Do we know if it's on Peacock or
next?
So it's a PLE. Okay, so
Peacock Network. Yeah, Peacock WWE Network for me next Sunday. Yeah, pay-per-view. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be on a PLE. You have to fill out a PLE card, right? NXT only has a handful of championships. It has tag, women's North, men's North, NXT. So they only got 5 titles. You gotta put the tag team titles on.
Who's it?
Oh, in the Heritage Cup 6.
If you count the Heritage.
So you have to put the tag titles on the card. You have to. I don't care if it's the opening match. You got to put it
there. Justin's seen a lot today, which is great. But Justin, please, if you can come in after I've finished live, come off live. That's what helps the algorithm. That's what brings more views in. Anyway, Kaiser and Gunther got praised by The Undertaker. If I were them, I'd be marking out inside. They probably are. If I'm getting such high praise from the God, they probably are inside, but they obviously won't let that show. Yeah, The Undertaker. I'll try not be a mark and say Roman Reigns, the greatest of all time. Taker probably is the great. 30 years. 20 out the street, 21 and 0. Of course it was. Brock beat him. Put on some incredible matches, Buried Alive. Yeah, incredible career. Prime The Rock. Anyway, no, yes, correct. So a bit means action. The woman that is on the promo for No Mercy, Lola Vice, put a good match, good showing against Wendy Cho. I was a little bit confused at the ending. She got knocked out by a pillow. I was like, what? And then Kalani Jordan came out, challenged and said, right, you've got No Mercy again, TV match. And then took the title out of the pillow and I thought, just like Booker T. No, was it Vic Joseph? Didn't get what was going on. Neither did I. But it made sense. I thought she got knocked out by a pillow. How weak is Lola Vice? Anyway, your input on when I know you're not familiar with Wendy Cho, but are getting this win, and the match also another match made for No Mercy.
Well, I mean, I watched that match with the Pillow Girl. It was actually a good match. I think she's a good worker. The pillow thing, it didn't throw me off because, so if you remember from back in the Attitude Era, Eddie Guerrero used to hit people with roses. The roses were loaded with a steel pipe. So it gotta be loaded if she just hit her with a pillow. The pillow doesn't have magical powers. It don't just become made out of rock. So when that happened, I was like, okay. Now, of course, as I always say, if it's a championship involved, the guy be on the PLE. So good job for them being on the PLE.
Yeah, and I think it's Wendy Cho's had a good return. She's got herself a title shot on the PLE pay-per-view. So I'm not complaining. It's not a complaint. It's more, this is a TV match, but cool. Speaking of more matches now being made for No Mercy, Jada Parker won a gauntlet match. Jada's over. She's now a fan favorite. She's heel, but she got cheered. People have just had enough of Rock's time for her to lose the title. Go up to the main roster. She got a title shot at No Mercy again. TV match. But yeah, big win for Jada. I wanted to win, but we'll see. Your thoughts?
Jada, so in that match, that match was moving so fucking slow. I was so frustrated watching that match because it looked like a lot of people in that match just didn't have their shit together. It didn't come off like a good match. It didn't come off good until Jada got in the match. It really just didn't. It wasn't doing it for me. Like some of the high spots is like, of course, when Jada came in. When I think Sola Ruka, is that her name? That does her finishers like that. Joan, when she does like a springboard off the rope and it's like a cutter. Is that her?
As TJ calls her, surfing Lana, because she looks just like Lana.
So that was a good spot.
But yes, that's her, yeah.
Okay, Jada, Miss Parker, she won the match. Of course, she's not ready for Roxanne, but like, fuck it, why not give Roxanne a new challenger? Once again, if this is for a championship, it gotta be on a PLE. I agree with Justin. Miss Parker has been really impressive as of late. Looking forward to how she's going to do with Roxanne.
Yeah,
I also look forward to it. I mean, Miss Parker, please, Miss Parker. I'm ready to see the match, but I do feel like Roxanne got it in the bag. But then again, it's WWE, it's WWE, it's NXT. We don't know. We really don't know. So we'll see.
my question would be, if it's not Jada, then who's she losing it to? She's got to lose it at some point. She can't be a Roman Reigns and hold it forever for the next 3.5 years. So she's got to lose it to somebody. So why not now? Is my question. But tag team duels action saw Hank and Tank get a big win over the Good Brothers. And then you don't watch NXT. You didn't watch NXT. Hank Walker used to be a security guard. And then he let him wrestle. So that's why the security in front stopping the Good Brothers. So I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, good win, big win. The Good Brothers, fortunately, there to put people now. Yeah, what did you think?
So it was another. So that match was also another dinner break. It wasn't it wasn't something I was interested in because it was like the good bros, and now just learning that they got the loss, it's kind of like, dang, they just dropping out now. Like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, not everybody can win and be over. Anyway, I feel it's obvious Roxanne loses. I'm gonna butcher this name. Julie, isn't it Julia? So you do that Halloween Havoc? That's another month, or 2 months as Roxanne's champion. Yeah, she just finished her commitments to the other promotions last night. So okay, you could have her lose at Halloween Havoc, but it's 2 months. Ugh. You don't do that. You do not do that. You have to do that at the pay-per-view. So Halloween Havoc. Ugh, okay. Are you familiar with Julie or Ghoulie? I think it's Julia. She was in Stardom. I don't know if you've heard Marcus.
I've heard of Stardom.
I think that's the company she was in. That's as much as I know, but New Catch Quarter Crew in the ring. Emmy comes out. Tony D'Angelo brawl. You've now got another match made for No Mercy over Femi. Tony D'Angelo for the men's North American title. I know you're going to say it should be on pay-per-view. This will be a team event next week. I wouldn't think. Oh no, stick it on No Mercy. I think. Okay. So I will read out this comment and then get your thoughts on that segment. So yeah, Gallows and us are pretty much settling in and becoming a team to put over the new guys. Yeah, they get a win and then they job out for the next 10 weeks. Anyway, yeah, your thoughts on New Catch over Tony D'Angelo and the match made for the PLE next Sunday.
So was there a rematch issued, or I don't really know what really happened with New Catch that time. Whatever, they low key bored the shit out of me. They honestly bored the shit out of me. I don't.
Obafemi came out.
I do remember Obafemi coming out, but like, to be honest with you, the new quarter catch crew, the name isn't even fucking catchy. They bore the shit out of me, honestly. They do. The girl don't, but the rest of the motherfuckers do. This shit is boring to watch. But Oba coming out.
She is funny.
Yeah, she's funny. Oba coming out, doing his thing, and then Tony D'Angelo. I mean, that was getting built up because like every time Tony D'Angelo's talking and all that, Oba just come out of nowhere. So it's funny as shit. And of course, I'm about to say it. Listen, if it's for a title, it needs to be on the PLE. Now, and the reason why I'm saying that is also because this allows them to build the matchup a little bit.
The Don and Aubrey's No Mercy. Yes, I know. I was just saying if it main evented next week's NXT, I wouldn't think, oh no, stick it in No Mercy. Nah, well, that's just me. I also see really? Oh, damn. And there's really no one else that could be beating over. Then Don's. You don't have Joe Hendry go after him because they're trying to just get squashed by it over. Tony's just lost the so. Anyway, speaking of people that people that need a much needed win, we're speaking about the Good Brothers out just a little bit earlier. Ashanti the Adonis picking up a much needed victory against Dion Lennox, and it would have took me when he threw Ashanti. That was good. Unfortunately, a squash match, but that bit was good. Yeah, your thoughts on Ashanti getting the win and Dion just throwing him like he was just nothing.
I have no idea who these people are.
Ashanti the Adonis hit Raw. He lost her for a little bit, and then they did nothing with him. Okay, let's just move on then. And then you got triple threat action. Wesley, Joe Hendry, and Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne getting pinned. Oh no, sorry, no. That's right. I thought just got in another comment. He hasn't. Anyway, Pete Dunne getting pinned, so another loss. Ugh. Joe Hendry getting the win. No, like I say, it would be cool. So him and Ethan Page at No Mercy. So this is what WWE can do. Ethan Page was doing nothing in AEW. Like, I don't even think he watches AEW frequently. He might have won 2 matches, and all the time he was there, he comes straight into the title picture, puts on a good match at Heatwave, wins the title, and now he's taking on Joe Hendry. That is super over. That's what WWE can do. Ashanti the Adonis takes a place in NXT, just like Beef-Ab with the Street Profits. Yeah. We'll go to the Street Profits here shortly. You got Ethan Page, Joe Hendry. That's a pay match. At No Mercy, after the match against Zachary Wentz. That's why he made. So that's your card for there. NXT, good one, and I'll give you a silver. So your thoughts on the main event and your rating?
So, of course, say his name, man. Well, he appears. Dude is over like Rover. Obviously the right person got the victory. I'm sorry for Pete Dunne, but also I'm not sorry for Pete Dunne because if you think about it, Pete Dunne just wrestled the night before. Of course, he's not 100% going to a triple threat match. So I love what you said, right? Ethan Page when he was in AEW was just he was just a
jobber, more than a jobber. I think he won
a glorified jobber.
Maybe I don't even think he won that.
It was a glorified jobber, right? And it's due to booking, right? He got to NXT, got booked right into the main event. I ain't gonna hold you. When he first arrived, I was like, what a joke. But he shocked the world, won the title, has maintained the title, done a good job. He looks like a champion. And I think it's a good thing. And having him go up against one of the most over wrestlers, not just in NXT, but in the world right now, is hot like fire. It's so good. And of course, the crowd for No Mercy is going to be red hot for Joe Hendry to win the title. They're going to be hot for it. TNA fans are going to be hot for it. Just everybody's going to be hot for that. And that's what's going to mess up the No Mercy pay-per-view, to be honest with you. Because for real, people want to see that match and no other match on the card. To keep it 100 with y'all, that's the real facts. Joe Hendry being on the No Mercy card in the main event is the thing that people want to see. That's going to be the match that gets the most ratings out of all those matches. That's going to be the one. To me, NXT, for what I saw, is a bronze plus.
Fair enough. More comments coming through from Justin. Joe Hendry should definitely beat Ethan Page. He should, but will he is the question. How cool would it be to see any NXT title on TNA? But Page has just won it. This NXT is a big shocking moment because it feels plus we've had two chances to add some excitement by putting in NXT title on TNA. Wrestling, it didn't happen. The
Grace
and Grace Rascals. The third time needs to be the charm, or no one is going to expect any excitement from this. It's still going to draw. It's still going to do what WWE wants and draw fans in, and it's still going to. I would imagine it's going to do big numbers, and that's all they care about. So, as long as they're like number one on social media, do they care who wins or loses? No.
It's going to be number one on social media.
But of course, speaking of Pete Dunne, he actually on the show that is fast, and that is WWE Speed against Walking Wild. I'll say a silver. I still like what they're doing with Speed. The fact that they can Speed can pull in $2 million for a 3-minute match is just incredible. Do you see Pete Dunne going on to win the title Friday or not?
Who's the Speed champion?
Andrade.
No, I don't see Pete beating Andrade.
We should have started with this, but AEW, and you Dynamite, unlucky you. Okay, I buried you way too much on the Euro. I'll make this very quick. I'll basically just kind of very quickly repeat what we said last week. Ugh. Especially the pay, okay, the pay-per-views, so it's all in today should be an absolute heaven to me. The matches are long, they play the pay-per-view plus hours. After it'll be like, ugh. I think I never want to see this. I'll watch All Out in 2 weeks. The pay-per-views in 2019 started off good. Ugh. It is coming to the point of why am I watching this? So I think next year probably won't watch AEW, but anyway, Dynamite. The explosive show saw Chris Jericho defeat UK's own Tommy Billington. Okay, you watched it. Your thoughts on this match?
Say it one more time. What was the match? Oh, Jericho.
Chris Jericho knocking off UK's own, the son of, Jericho, beat Tommy Billington, nephew, I think either nephew or son of the British Bulldog.
Nephew.
No, not Bulldog. Dynamite
Nephew of Dynamite Kid. It was a match. It was cool, I guess. It was a match. Yeah, it was a match. It was an easy. It was a squash. It was kind of like a squash to lead to the promo at the end of the match, which was Jericho and Hook going face to face.
Right, just base this off purely the results of the matches. So, any segments, any backstage stuff, zero clue.
I'll add that in if so.
Okay. Saraya getting a title shot, cool, but did anybody actually think she was gonna win? She did, obviously. Tony. Okay, that's it. Okay, cool. Sorry, got the title shot, but your thoughts?
I hate the fact that I'm about to keep doing this, but it was a match. It was fine, but the stuff after the match was better.
Okada, that damn shot of you today, and Okada was like he was on God mode in New Japan. He was the guy. He had epic matches with Omega and other New Japan stars, and he's not in a match, not even in the pre-show for AEW's biggest show of the year. They couldn't have found just to throw at him. He took on Claudio in a match went into a draw. Could they not have done that today? Just done that again. And you wonder why I don't like. And when I realize that's the booking, not good. Anyway, did you enjoy this one? Was this your first time? I think was it your first time of seeing Okada live? Not live, but live on TV.
This is my first time ever seen an Okada match, so I was interested to see how it would turn out. And with Claudio being his first opponent, being the match that I saw as the first one I've ever seen. It actually was a pretty good, hard-hitting match, to be honest with you. It reminded me of how good Claudio / Cesaro really is, and how he didn't get a chance in WWE, which sucks balls, but hey, whatever. It's one of the people that WWE dropped the ball on, to be honest with you. It was a really good match, though. I really liked it. More so, I liked it for Claudio. Okada did not impress me. He was very meh. Now, I don't know what people from so far to me, whatever people saw in New Japan, I don't get it. Just like how you say you don't get some things, I don't understand the whole Okada hype. He looks like just a regular candy ass bull to me. but that's just me. So it was a good match, though. The after stuff was okay too, but it was a good match.
New Japan is a very rare crowd. They're very, very, very little on storyline and more of the in-ring product. And in Japan, you've really got to impress. Usually, otherwise, you just sit there on the hands, and if they do a good move, they'll clap a little bit. They aren't like the US fans or the UK fans. They clap for everything, and they're wow for the entire match. Oh, yeah. And that's the crowd. And I've got mixed up with Rampage and oh god, I think this was your main event on Dynamite. FTR, Darby Allin knocking off the Young Bucks and Jack Perry. Yeah, cool. Build momentum for FTR heading into today. Your thoughts?
It was a good match. Mind you, folks, I haven't watched AEW since 2021. So the fact that I'm seeing FTR and their baby faces is weird because they were heels last time I watched the promotion, and they had Tully Blanchard as their manager. Whatever happened to that? Hell if I know. But it was a good match. It was cool. But the best part of AEW is it wasn't that match. I don't know if you have the match have the notes about the promo that happened.
Not at all.
Then I'll talk about it. Then I'll talk about it because I think this was the hottest part of the show. So, Will Ospreay came out and he pretty much, embraced the Wales crowd. The crowd loved him. They barely let him talk. And then the American champion, MJF, came out and, started talking his shit. Cut some scathing promos. Talked about Ospreay's wife and how he talked to her in the bag. Talked about Ospreay being supposed to be the golden boy. He kind of let the quiet part out loud when he said that Tony Khan brought him in to kind of be the golden boy while MJF was out on injury. Though I don't remember all of the promo, it was a hot promo. It really got the crowd buzzing. It was really good. It was the best part of AEW, to be honest with you. It was the best part, which is kind of fucked up that the best part of a wrestling show was the talking. And I'm
just gonna say.
Also, another
when
thing
the in-ring product isn't the main focus,
it's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. Like just unless it was The Rock or something like that closing out Raw. Just imagine a promo being the best bit on a Raw, like. Yeah. So you watched it. Your rating for Dynamite?
A bronze minus, which is the lowest rating I've ever given.
I think they have 4 matches for a Dynamite. Like, and I will say again, I bury AEW, but I will say the same thing. There should never be a filler show ever. WWE or certainly WWE, they have like a filler show before a pay-per-view. No, you never know who's watching. You might have somebody watching. Oh, there's a pay-per-view. I'll check out SmackDown beforehand, and that's what they get. SmackDown should never be filler. or anything, any show, AEW, WWE should never, ever be filler. But sometimes they are. So very quickly, I'll do Rampage. So Mark Briscoe, Ishii, and Kyle O'Reilly knocked off Johnny TV, Brian Cage, and the Beast Mortis. Johnny TV losing a lot, unfortunately. That's John Morrison, by the way. Fugo del Sol did the job to Roderick Strong. Robin Renegade did the same to Mina Shiwaka. The Gates of Agony, and Marshall and Ross Von Erich beat the Outrunners. Okay, cool. Bronze. Vision. So Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly beat Roderick Strong, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, right? Will and Natty Gale defeated Holly Cameron. Bill's momentum heading into today. Shia Butter beat Jay Lethal. Lycos Kid 2 that I know from the UK, met him many times. And Nina Samuels. Cool that they were in this, but they got jobbed out in about a minute against Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. So that's not good. Hook defeated Big Bill. Big Bill was apparently very over in Wales. Ari Daivari lost to Jeff Jarrett. And in your main event on Collision, Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta defeated Top Flight and Leo Rush to get into the match today. Fatal four way ladder match. I'll say a bronze plus because of UK talent. So over to you. It's your show. It is Smacky D time.
Smacky D's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right. So the August 23rd edition of Smacky D's opened up with the Waller Effect. The Waller Effect had Cody on as a special guest. They showed Cody a video of KO being an asshole and betraying his friends. Kevin Owens came out and cleared that up. Cleared up a lot of stuff. He was like, okay, that one's my bad. Okay, those all don't look too good, but I'm telling you, I'm a changed person, blah, blah, blah. So then KO called out Nick Aldis and asked him to make a match between A-Town Down Under versus Cody and KO. Okay, that's a cool way to start off SmackDown. As per usual, right now we got the champions kicking off the show. Yeah, it was cool. What's your thoughts on that?
Boring.
All right.
Anything
Okay.
Because
yeah. I don't want to hear about.
They decked out the ring.
Okay, Cody hate.
They decked out the ring, and the Grayson Waller effect looks a lot better. Yeah, it builds a match, but that's about it.
The next thing, LA Knight, defeated Escobar for the U.S. title. Your thoughts on LA Knight, retaining the title?
Good match. LA Knight's improved. I would keep him off the microphone. For me, for me personally, very missable promos. All the promos just seem to make no sense. He buries people. But in ring, he's improved. This was a good match. Tazov didn't look bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the match. Great contrast of styles. Of course, I disagree about keeping him off the mic. I mean, that's his strong suit, honestly, is the mic. I mean, shit, if you're going to bury, I mean, that's the role. Listen, if we're going to be battling promo for promo, mic time for mic time, you better come with your shit, because LA Knight is one of the better talkers in WWE, just in my opinion, if you keep it honest. So after the match, Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews made fun of Escobar for losing. Okay. It kind of got those two bald dudes on the show, and I think that's all it really did. It ain't really do much for them other than, poke some fun and get them on the show. Thoughts?
I like that they're doing something with Apollo Crews every week. He desperately needs a win. Yeah, at least he's not starting catering, jobbing out on main events. So this is better than nothing for him. So yeah.
So the next match was Naomi, Cargill, and Bianca Belair defeating Davenport and the women's tag champions. I feel like, as I said before, the women's tag champs are weak as fuck. They don't even look like people that will win tag team championships if I was running a promotion. Like, I wouldn't even want them being my champs, bro. So I don't. Maybe it's me not getting their gimmick or understanding who they are or knowing even who the fuck they are. But yeah, no, they look real weak. In Davenport, I didn't see her work at NXT, so I also don't know much about her, but she doesn't look too strong either. So the right people won the match. Your thoughts?
Before I give my thoughts, you've also got a match made for Bishop Berlin. I know what you're going to say. That match should be on pay-per-view, but this is very much a TV match for the women's tag team titles. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire will defend against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So the match, Blair was much better in NXT. She doesn't seem to be lost in the shuffle and just still finding a place on the main roster. Good match. I probably would have had the heels win, but it'll build a... Okay, but Bianca should have won. Not Bianca. Belair should have won and pinned Naomi. Yeah, there we go. That's my thoughts.
All right, next segment. The next thing was the Bloodline. So first of all, before that even happens, the Bloodline came out, right? Solo start doing his thing as their tribal chief. I'm not gonna say the tribal chief, but their tribal chief. He demanded that Jacob give up his tag title to which one is that? Tamaloa? Tamatanga.
Tongaloa. Tamatonga's already champion.
Okay, so he demanded that he give it to him. So they weren't using the Freebird rules, by the way, for the people that's like, oh, I thought there was Freebird ruling. Nope. It was specifics. So, and Solo's like, yeah, you can't be that, Jacob, because you my bodyguard. You're my muscle. And he was like, okay, all right. Well, you the tribal, you my tribal chief, so okay. So then the match, which is the Bloodline. They defeated the Street Profits for the WWE Tag Team Championship. DIY then later on came out to help during the Bloodline tag, but they also got their asses whipped as well. So first of all, before I talk about the match and the after the match, I want to address what Justin said, which was about BFAB belonging, being with the Street Profits. It works. And the reason why it works is because it kills off. First of all, they killed off the whole thing that they had with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, of course, everybody knows he was released from WWE. They had that whole Pride stable, which could have worked, but they tried to make the Pride stable a heel stable first. You're not going to try to put. You can't try to make the Street Profits, who are hella over, into a heel group. Weird. Like, not good business. And obviously it failed. BFAB being their manager, it does work because I don't think BFAB can really go in the ring as an individual wrestler. She's not that good. in the ring. She needs to work on a lot of stuff for her to be a in-ring competitor, to be honest. So her being a manager actually works out. I think the Street Profits needed a manager, not for mouthpiece reasons, but just for other aesthetical reasons. But the match was good. It was entertaining. Of course, I'd rather see the Street Profits win, but that's just me. DIY coming out, getting their asses beat, it kind of didn't make no sense for that to happen. It was like, boo, this is dumb. Yeah, it was okay. It was an okay match to me though. Thoughts?
The second, surely you would want Jake, and surely you would want your enforcer to be, even if it's the meaningless tag team titles, so surely you would, well, no, the tag team titles mean more than the world tag team titles, but surely you want your enforcer champion. Anyway, so the match, this could have been at Bash at Berlin. Why not? Why couldn't you not just done a singles match? Jacob Fatu beats Montez Ford or Angelo Dawkins, and then you do the match at Berlin. Good match, profits 50-50 booking. So,
yeah. There was a Mi Chen vignette about her going up against Nia Jax, about how, and now mind you, as I'm watching the little vignette promo thing, someone mentioned that she was too fat, that she didn't have the look, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm looking at this and I'm like, who said Mi Chen was fat? Anybody, by raise of hands, and I know it's just me and you, Ricky, but have you ever said that Mi Chen was fat, Ricky?
Never.
Okay, great. And I don't think anybody has ever said that Mi Chen doesn't have the look of a WWE superstar. I understand that that any wrestling promotion's fashion sense and sense of how women should look is different. But Mi Chen, I hate to tell you this, girl, but you are beautiful. Who lied to you? Who told you these things? They need to get smacked up the side of the head because I don't get it.
It was probably Vince McMahon, damn it.
You know what? You're right. It probably was his ass. But it was a good vignette. Okay. It builds up the hype to her match versus Nia next week. So, yeah.
That should be a bash, but if it's next week, well, fair enough. I suppose you've got to give the German crowd something, but... And very, very quickly, I will go again. Hooray AEW for the 15,000 matches there on the card. Like, there's 12 matches today. Oh. But at the same time, okay, you're giving matches time to breathe, but I think 6. Around the 6 match card, and then that's okay for a pay-per-view. Any less? No. Any more than 10, really, unless it's WrestleMania. No.
Right.
That's just me.
No, I agree. The next segment was Nia, Pretty Deadly, and Tiffany Stratton having a segment where Tiff and Pretty Deadly are trying to fix Nia's crown. Nia overhears Piper Niven and Chelsea Green talking about Tiff's failure to stop Mi Chen and about how Tiff is pretty much lining Nia up to cash in on her and stuff. And Nia pretty much addressed them, was like, yeah, shut the fuck up, like, be quiet, stop talking, whatever. I'm ignoring y'all. Thoughts on the segment? I didn't think the segment was funny. It was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And the main event of SmackDown, of Smacky D's, was the tag team of Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes defeating A-Town Down Under. The match was cool. I think everybody was expecting KO to do some grimy, slimy, betrayal type shit, and he didn't. The show closed out very peacefully. So what we have between the two different championships that we have on Raw and SmackDown is one is pretty much like almost like a feud where is a lot of disrespect happening, while on SmackDown it's a lot of respect. It's a lot of like camaraderie. It's like, listen, I just want to see who's the best competitor. Versus on Raw, it's like, no, you made comments about my dad, about my family. I gotta whoop your ass. So it was a soft way of ending SmackDown. I will give SmackDown a rating of a silver, just a regular silver.
Decent main event, builds momentum for Owens. The heel turn's definitely coming. He's probably going to turn heel at Bash now. And then you get a rematch at Bad Blood. Like I said last week, he'll lose at Bash. And then, oh no, then we're meant to believe he's going to win at Blood. He won't. Ugh. They'll probably throw some stipulation in there. Probably not Hell in a Cell, I think, get that. Yeah, just very predictable. And predictable in wrestling isn't a bad thing, but when it's this predictable, so I'll agree. I'll say a silver. So level up. Actually, I've got it's the same results. Not the same results, but I read this week's results as last week. So for those interested in level up, my thoughts on it, the results of it, go back and watch last week's. But yes, I read it wrong and just got a little bit mixed up. So I'll do this very quickly, give my thoughts on the AW card. That's it. So I'll play this. So just my thoughts on the card. Yeah, it looks okay. But 12 matches is way too much. But I suppose we're all set for one. We've got two more. Pre-show doesn't really matter. So on the main card, you've got 9 championship matches. So, it is what it is. Have you got any thoughts on the AW card or no?
No, I only know of 2 matches on the card, and I forgot to mention the segment with Swerve Strickland and Daniel Bryan, which actually was pretty damn good. And Daniel Bryan was spitting some facts. But I only know of 2 matches on the card, which is Swerve versus Daniel Bryan and Ospreay versus MJF. So outside those 2 matches, I don't know shit about AEW.
Okay, so let's move on to WWE then. So Bash at Berlin, good call. TJ's not here, so I'll just get your predictions. So let's go with Alba Fire Dawn versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Who walks out champions? Do the champions retain, or no?
Cargill and Bianca Belair are getting their titles back. Fire and Dawn are just too weak of champions.
I think that Alba and Island need to win a big stage, the biggest stage they were gonna. So more tag team match to the red brand. Dominic, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley will battle Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. Are the faces or the heels getting their hands raised high as the winners?
I got Dom and Liv winning that match.
interesting. People will have to find out next Saturday what my predictions are. We've got CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. Who's taking this one?
I'm gonna say Punk, just so they can have a rubber match at Bad Blood.
For the men's world heavyweight champion, the Viper Randy Orton challenge Gunther. Do we see a 15-time champion here, or does Gunther actually he beat Orton in Saudi, but he actually beats him this time?
I feel like Gunther's going to win, but it's going to be with some chicanery from Ludwig Kaiser.
I'd have Gunther win, not clean. Heels never win clean, but they could do that. But and main event, but we'll go with this one: Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, WWE Undisputed Championship. I think it's pretty obvious, but who have you got?
Oh, I got Cody winning. You know, putting down his good friend Kevin Owens with a nice click click boom of a crossroads, and that's it.
And then you're gonna get a heel turn and rematch at Bad Blood. One final ad, and then we'll get to some news and rumors, which is mainly about AEW.
To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing watch parties and my brand new podcast live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The Reigning Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate. Whilst there, search on Facebook, WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like, and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel.
That is indeed right. And me, follow me, all of that. I know that said Wednesdays for the podcast, but it would require me to do a whole brand new thing. But weekends, so obviously today, next week will be just after Bash at Berlin, and then the week after probably be back to a Sunday. I've got no shows. There's no, okay, yeah, back to a Sunday. So All Out's on the 7th, which is that Saturday? I think that's Saturday, August 7th, Saturday. So yes, so August 8th, so it's September 8th. The year's going by very fast. So September 8th will be the first one in September. So yeah, we'll finish off with this right here. So let me find that. So it is of course news and headlines. So we'll start strong, finish strong. So Mercedes Moné, have you seen what she said about working in WWE and now working in AEW? Have you aware of what she said or not?
Of course not.
She said you get more freedom in AEW. In WWE, you don't know what you're doing week to week. She had a damn good career in WWE. She won all three women's titles, women's tag team champions, made history by becoming the first women's tag team champions, main evented Mania. She had a very good career. But yeah, she says working in AEW, you get more freedom. Whoop H is the TBS Women's Champion. Yay. Your thoughts on this, if you have any?
I mean, she's not lying. You also have to think about when she worked in WWE, right? She was still working when Vince was in charge. So her purview is different than what it is today. When you think about AEW, you're still able to go to other companies and do other bookings and enjoy your life. While WWE, you only at that time was, and still kind of sort of to this day, can only do WWE stuff. So she was able to be more creative in AEW versus in WWE. So she's telling the truth. It makes sense for her, but that's also because she's speaking underneath a different administration than what is currently in WWE now.
Yeah, and like, when did all these, like, you've got Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Adam Copeland, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, so on and so on and so on. They go to AEW and, well, potentially bury WWE. Like, oh, it was bad working there. She had a damn good career.
She did.
Like, it wasn't bad working there. She got paid lots of money to become multi-time champion. Was meant to be coming back last year at Mania 39, for those that don't know. She had a good career, so now she's burying them. Like, ugh, okay.
So I think the thing is, Ricky, is it's not always about money, right? It's about what you like, and I think so. We talked about this in our in our Facebook group earlier this week, and it's not about the money all the time. Sometimes it's about the freedom. It's about happiness. She was happy before she became a big giant star in NXT than WWE. Her going to AEW gave her the freedom. Maybe that's what she wanted. Like, yeah, she made the money. Yeah, she had a good push, but maybe those things wasn't what led to happiness. Maybe now she's more happy now because she has that freedom. And I think that's the thing. Like, even though she had a way better career in WWE than she does currently in AEW, that doesn't mean she was happy.
True. I suppose money's not money doesn't. Well, money doesn't bring happiness, but it does, because, for example, very quickly, people go to the cinema. That's not free. I go to watch wrestling. Okay, Friday was free, but they're not all free. Happiness, not money. So money does bring happiness. No major news, but AEW Wales sell out just under venue hold 5,000. I think they've sold 4,500, which is nothing huge, but it means that AEW isn't over anywhere. They're not over there in America. They're not over in Canada. They're not over in Wales, that is starved for wrestling, and they're not over in England. Like, Tony Khan wants to do a stadium tour in Australia. This is why the business is so backwards. You're not over anywhere, but let's go to Australia to be even less over. And if it's money, if the money's a motivation, then why not? Why not sell the product? You bring more tickets in and bigger attendance, and oh god, this is why it's so bad to watch, and like, business sense, not good at all. So your thoughts on them not selling out Wales, if you have any?
Listen, that Wales crowd was loud, it was hype, but I think the issue is we're comparing AEW to WWE, and you just can't do it. It's just, one has only been up and running for 5 years, while the other has been up and running for years beyond 5, way too many years beyond 5. So AEW is trying. They're trying a lot of stuff. They're throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, and that Australia idea is very WCW of them. Because WCW did the same shit.
And two things quickly. I'm not going to make out WWE's perfection and it can do no wrong and all. WWE is fantastic. WWE couldn't sell out Elimination Chamber with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch on the show. I think half the stadium was empty. So if they can't do it, AEW has zero chance. And, you know, if the AEW does good, I'll say they done good. Going to Wales, genius idea. They knew it was going to be a hot crowd. It was a hot crowd. It's a crowd that hardly gets any wrestling. That you get WWE twice a year if they're lucky. So they knew that. So great business. But are they going to follow up on that? Probably not. Speaking of UK, speaking of AEW, apparently going to be doing a UK show next year. Even more content, even to another show that won't work. Okay. WWE can get a UK show to work. NXT UK had a very, very small audience, unfortunately. Your thoughts on the UK show for England, or UK, sorry?
Well, listen, AEW is throwing whatever they can at the wall and hoping that something works. That's what they're doing. They're panicking.
And speaking of pay-per-views over here, apparently we're going to get Forbidden Door next year, which is again a smaller crowd. I think this year are 15 matches. Hey, again, that should be heaven to me. 15 matches. Yay, more wrestling. I didn't even watch it. Didn't even check the results. I just know there was 15 matches. To me, again, it should sound heaven. It sounds like hell. So Forbidden Door is a very small crowd. Your thoughts, if you have any, again?
Same thing I just said. Listen, Forbidden Door has been something they've been doing for a while. And they're going to just keep trying to run it, and hopefully, it gets the crowd more involved with their product.
And to finish strong here, big rumors of your former SE champion, US champion, North American champion, Speed champion, SmackDown World Cup winner Ricochet will make his debut today live in London All In. Before I get your thoughts, this is what will happen. This is a booking of Ricochet in AEW. Ospreay's going to beat MJF for the American title, ripped off from WWE. That's a US title. So Ospreay's going to beat MJF. So what was the point of changing the name just to get a bit of heat? What was the point of spending money on that title? You're not going to keep the American title on a guy from the UK. Ricochet's going to come in. They'll do a match at All Out in 2 weeks. Ricochet will lose and then be jobbed out for the rest of his time in AEW. Maybe get a win here and there, but that'll be it. Rampage, be on Collision, be on Dynamite, beating who? I don't know. I can't even think right now. Hologram's a big name in AEW at the moment. He'll beat him on Dynamite, and that'll be it. Well, whoopee. And okay, if Ricochet's going for the money, fine. But he'll put on a gun match, but that'll be it. So, your thoughts of Ricochet? Most probably doing today, All In.
Well, who didn't see that coming, right? I don't think Ricochet was going to go anywhere else. I feel like AEW was going to pay Ricochet the second most amount of money behind WWE, and I'm sure he's gotten comfy with a certain lifestyle. Ricochet deserves to be on TV. He don't need to be hitting the indie scene anymore. He needs to be with a company that has a TV deal that can pay him the money that he deserves. I hope his booking is good. I really do, because they usually do pretty well with former WWE talent, especially people that won championships in WWE, which Ricochet has done, and has always provided the people with entertaining matches. And that's why I said I hope. I see your facial expressions. I hope they do right by Ricochet, but Ricochet isn't a muscle guy. He's a high flyer. So, and AEW doesn't do super well with high flyers. They do very average for high flyers. So I hope Ricochet gets a really good, showing today and in the months to come. But I feel like one day he's going to return back to the WWE. I think this is just a prelude to that, similar to what Andrade did. He went to AEW for a good little hot cup of coffee. It didn't turn out to be the way it was. He got booked poorly. He returned back to WWE.
And the thing of AEW books former champions good. Daniel Bryan's been there for 2 years, done nothing. Miro, nothing. Andrade did nothing. Aleister Black, I think, he trios jumped back a month, lost the titles. Who else? Ugh. The whole earth, Buddy Murphy again, jumping for a month. Ugh. You name a WWE guy apart from Sting and Tay Conte, they've done nothing, unfortunately. The Hardy Boys did nothing. Probably the greatest tag team of all time, did nothing. They jobbed out, got about 2 wins on Rampage, and that was it. Oh, whoopee. Sting they did a fantastic job with, but that's only because WWE did such a bad job. And Tay Conte, who you probably won't know, NXT, which
I know Tay Conte.
Little in NXT.
I know Tay Conte.
Okay, anything is improvement from nothing. So I could have booked her better. So. But Sting has probably been their best guy from WWE to AEW. So,
well, Moxley.
Punk, Slim, maybe Moxley, but maybe. Okay, so Sting and Moxley in a 5-year company.
Jericho.
No. Yeah. He's FTW champion. He holds it down. Nobody cares.
Yeah, FTW champion, first AEW champion. Like, give Jericho the credit, man.
He's won every. Is he former US champion in WWE? Was that the title Yanni was feuding with Reigns? So he won every title there is. So, Moxie and Sting, I would say, take on to. Anyway, I'll be live again about an hour or so, an hour 20 minutes for all in watch along. 10-hour pay-per-view extravaganza. It is getting to the point where I'm just, why am I watching them? So I will see the year out of AW pay-per-views. If they don't improve, that's probably me done watching completely, unfortunately. Which is not good. Their audiences are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But do join us next Saturday night after Bash at Berlin. Do like, subscribe, and Marcus, what is it? Ching ching, bling bing.
Ching ching, bling bling. There's always money over here.
That is right. And if wrestling is the game, excellence is the name. I am Ricky Gulman. Remember to acknowledge and electrify.